Another story involved the bachelor party weekend, and we were down in Innisbrook with about 25 guys. It was Robbie's bachelor party. Timmy was unusually proud of his works. Sometimes he'd like to share those feats with his friends. So on one such occasion, we were in the bar after playing a round of golf. There's about 25 of us in there, like I said, sitting around. Timmy comes storming out of the bathroom claiming, "You have to see this. It's a monkey tail. It's about this long." The whole crew proceeds to get up and go into the men's room. When we arrived in there, an unsuspecting patron comes out and flushes the toilet. It was a collective groan. 25 guys, oh, poor guys, walked out of the bathroom. Timmy was crestfallen. "Guy, how could you?" He acted like someone took a knife to the Mona Lisa. Another story occurred when we were on one of our trips to South Bend. If you hadn't been on any of the trips with Timmy to see Notre Dame, let me just briefly explain to you what happens. It's beers on the way to the airport, beers at the airport bar, beers when you get to Chicago and to Rush Street. Get up in the morning, beers on the bus ride down to South Bend, beers at the tailgate, take a little rest, go to the game, beers afterwards tailgate, beers on the bus back to Chicago, beers on Rush Street again. Get up, catch an early flight, get back to New York. As you might imagine, this isn't the best thing in the world for your stomach. So Timmy on the way back on one of our flights, Timmy's stomach was not well. He was emitting some gas that smelled like a rotten lunch from kindergarten. It was like a kid with a new toy. He was laughing uncontrollably as this dense fog wafted through the cabin. This went on for quite some time, until we heard the stewardess help sign ring. And a woman 5 rows back goes, "It's them over there, they're disgusting." Which made Timmy laugh more uncontrollably. It was great. Another similar story, but unrelated, it sort of speaks to some of the sophomoric hijinks that occurred on the trips that we took. This one happened with George O'Vanny, Robbie, and myself. We were playing out in Arizona somewhere. It usually happened around a Notre Dame game, so Notre Dame was probably playing out there when we went out to the game. So we're approaching the 18th hole of this on this golf course, and we noticed that the group in front of us had left a camera in there on the green. So Mully and Cougar proceed to pick up the camera, and they take pictures of their private parts that would make Dirk Diggler blush. And then they proceed, their best Eddie Haskell, they run up to the guys and go, "You forgot your camera." Needless to say, we were laughing hysterically, trying to think what this guy's face would look like when he got this to bed. It was great. I also want to, a couple other stories I would like to tell and relate to this. Timmy had a much softer side, a very giving side. Chris Garavanti is here tonight. I don't know if he's here. Chris has done a tremendous thing. He's had a 3-on-3 basketball tournament for a number of years. Now he has a golf tournament for his charity, which is called Special Friends. He's done a tremendous job getting guys on Wall Street who have had a pretty good amount of luck and success in their lives, give back to the community. He's raised several $1 million to give to families in need. Chris should be applauded. I don't know if he's still here or if he's still not. Timmy was, very extremely supportive of Chris early on, and he taught all his friends, his coverage, anybody he could think to go to these basketball tournaments. And the whole idea was that we'd play this tournament and then go back to a bar by St. John's and raise money for different charities. So Chris was trying to get this auction process going, and it was not going very well. And Cougar, as only Cougar could do, steps up in front of everybody and gives it, "Come on, you cheese eaters, start bidding on some of this stuff." And then he goes and he buys a Martina Navratilova tennis racket for $5 grand. It's like the last thing he wanted, but actually by the end of the day, everyone sort of followed Timmy's lead, chipped in, and I think Chris raised almost $100,000 on the day. So, one other story I'd like to tell you a little bit about Timmy's softer side was that on one of our trips back from Notre Dame, we just dropped Robbie off, so it was Timmy and myself in the cab, and he turns to me and goes, "You want to go to the Kinsale pub and visit my uncle brother?" And I'd never met, that's Mr. Coughlin's brother. I had never met him before, and I said, "Sure." So we went over there, and we get in the bar, and Uncle Brother's standing there in his kind of assigned spot. He's drinking short glasses of Budweiser, and we proceed to sit down and talk to him and tell stories with him for 2 hours, telling us jokes. The guy was hysterical, and it was a great day for me. I really enjoyed meeting him and spending time with him. And Timmy, to me, here's a guy who's got this kind of macho persona, and he's spending time with his father's brother. No one else knows it, and I thought it was fantastic. It spoke to me volumes about him as a person, and how he treated people he cared about. I think one of the funny things he did when his uncle brother got a little tired, he's an older guy, and he left, and then Timmy went over and talked to the bartenders and said, "I know my uncle likes to leave silver," and he tipped all the bartenders so they would take care of his uncle. But I thought that was great. In trying to tie together some of these stories that I've attempted to relay here, I'm reminded of the movie Brian song. Of course, Cougar represents Brian Piccolo, someone taken from us tragically, too soon. He'd make you laugh until you cried, he'd push you to your outer limits of your ability, and care deeply, and would do anything for those he loved. We collectively represent Gale Sayers, the people he picked up when we were down, the people he made better for knowing him, and the people who will never forget him. We are all here today celebrating his life, and because, like the character that represents us in the analogy, we are proud to say, we love Timmy Coughlin.